We are live. Sanbonani Dumelang, Ikamala Mukarabo, Dynamite Nyalungu, the leadership that led the leader to the leading lead. Welcome to yet another episode of the Purpose and Dominance Show. This is a platform for individuals who are an epitome of the term purpose and dominance, and those are individuals who live purpose-driven lives in a manner that sets them apart in respective industries. They are young and old, but equally inspirational. The internet and their social media platforms may give you a gist of what they do and how they do it, but I want to know the human behind the brand, the good, the bad, the ups and downs, and most importantly, what it took to overcome some of the challenges that have shaped them to be the people that they are today. We live in a world that has normalized instant gratification, and we fail to practice patience with patience. So through these interviews, these individuals and I aim to alleviate that pressure off your shoulders by bringing you closer to their personal journeys. So if you've got an assignment, if you've got to make that coffee, if you've got to get onto that call, feel free to go do that, because every episode of this show will be uploaded on my YouTube channel, and that is at Advocate Dynamite. The link is also on my bio. Today, I will be joined by a very unapologetic black woman, the true definition of black girl magic, if I can put it like that, highly opinionated and very passionate about developing the community that she hails from, and that is Kedibone Sekgethela. As I wait for her to join into the live, feel free to interact with us in the comment section, whatever you may have as a question to her or something that will be of sentimental value to your knowledge. Please feel free to do that. I am waiting for her to come in. Okay. Can we just excuse Kedibone? She's kind of born before technology, so she doesn't know these things very well. But I think we should give her quite a some moment for her to be able to come into the live. I am within. Okay, I think Kedibone is having some technical issues, but I just confirmed with her, so I'm not sure what the problem is. Anyway, an interesting fact, Kedibone is also my mentor. Yeah, one of my mentors. And I think this goes to show you that you do not have to task the responsibility of mentorship just solely on one person. You know, we have many aspects, life aspects, if I can put it that way, that need special attention, that need some guidance from people who've been there. Yes, Kedibone, from people who've been there, and it's very important that you try find a mentor for every aspect of your life, because no one person knows everything, and it is very important that you take that into account, that no one is perfect and will know everything that's gonna be of great use to you. We're waiting for Kedibone Sekgethela to join in. Yes, hello, ma'am.
Hi, my champ.
How are you? So good to see you. It's been ages, hey?
Oh, yes. Good to see you. How have you
Right.
been?
I've been good. I've been very well. I mean, you know. So I've been very well. A hectic 134 days, but we are kicking. We are alive. We're making moves. We're making things happen. Let's get on top of it. There's a quote that says, "Strong women. We know them. We raise them. We may be them." And you are all of that. Which brings me to my very first question. I'm very interested in knowing who or what influenced your style of motherhood, your parenting style.
Wow. Um, I cannot say I have a parenting style, but it comes naturally, you know. I can say mostly because I believe in God, it's the grace of God that sustains me. I don't have the manual that I follow to do this and that, or to do that, or not to do that. But it's basically what I have gathered from other people that I'm looking up. that are surrounding me, especially those who I have been watching from my childhood, like your who's this lady again? She was a talk show host. Flip, I forgot her name, but
Okay.
she was a talk show host. She was flipping good, and those kind of women, they are the women that shaped the person that I am right now.
And you are quite well traveled as far as primary school is concerned. 3 primary schools. I fail to understand how does a learner in their primary school enroll in 3 primary schools. Tell us about that and the kind of learner you were in those years.
My primary school, my first primary school was in the rural areas of Kobokwane in Denelton. We were living in Kamoboshing, Ramathebe, Waboraro, you know.
Royal blood, flags.
Yeah, they raised us. Those people raised us, and yeah, I've learned quite a lot from them. Especially there was this old woman, Bamita Katsi. She was quiet, but she was saying a lot in her silence. I've learned quite a lot from her because time and again she would punish me, and then later on call me and explain exactly why she was punishing me or why she made me do whatever she asked me to do. I've learned a lot from that woman. And also my granddad, that one, I still love him. Though my grandmother separated, but I still value him and respect him so much because he would leave whatever just for us. He would do whatever just for us, you know. He would hustle, he would do this. He would buy shorts. He would buy me shorts as well. When he would put on his red shorts, I would put my red shorts. When he put his blue shorts, I would put my blue shorts. You know, we were like twins in this whole thing. And yeah, he raised me quite well as well. He taught me a lot, Lena as well. My love for gardening, I took it from him because he would teach me this is how and this is how you let them you know. I've learned quite a lot from those people. And my sub A, hey, but I got bored because I was not the preschool then. So I got bored during the day because it was quiet, like it was very quiet. So I sneaked out and went to school. And boom,
you sneak out for the right reasons, at least.
They knew who
we get noticed for the right reason.
They knew who this child was, and they asked, "What are you doing here?" Okay, I was like everyone else. What is everyone doing here? I came to do what everyone is doing here. Oh well, that teacher welcomed me, gave me a paper and a pencil. Oh, nearly slate back then. She gave me a slate.
Wow.
And I doodled. I doodled the whole day. Most late ki pumula ke ngwala ke pumula ke mofasana ke re setletse are pumula setlale.
Wow.
And until school says, and they called my sister, and yeah, she accompanied me. We went home, back home. And had I not been beaten that day, bruh, yo, bantrapile ne, bantrapela lori ke tshwerele homework. Ek fitla sekolong the following day, teacher le na antrapa hape are chabele mo sekolong o tshwanetse ke se ke batswadi. But then I went to school. That's how I got into school. Yeah, standard A, because I was very young. Standard A, and then sub A, and sub B, and then standard 1, and then standard 1. Unfortunately, my grandmother and my granddad separated, and we had to move to Mamelodi.
Oh, yes, that's where now I wanna come in. Let me just quickly interject. So you moved to Mamelodi standard 5, ne?
No, standard 1.
Oh, okay. So I'm very interested in a few years from then, who introduces leadership to you? And not just leadership within the school, but leadership for the community as well. It's not a norm amongst people. So who introduces that to you?
There was this teacher, Bareke Memele Tole. She was the principal, Wako Smartly. Ne? She used to say, go assembly. Ar bongwanaka, halo sa thanye, litlile go ja mantle, abankane ba lona. And it literally means if you are not getting awake right now, you will like literally work for your peers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I in a direct translation. And then she was a very good leader. The school was disciplined. You wouldn't find children running around and I look at her. She was at her maybe then late 50s or early 50s, but when she speaks, everybody listened, including the teachers and everybody. The whole school stood still when she spoke, that woman. And I was like, oh man,
I want
whatever
to be like that.
thought, I want that. And then from then on, yeah, I volunteered to lift her handbag. It was a briefcase then, a briefcase. I was there to pick it up to her office, and I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward, this other teacher, that one mentored me because she literally told me, there is something about you, and we have to work on that thing. And me being me, I was like, man, not but whatever that it is. She was a religious teacher, and time and again she would pose questions, and then aba ankom hore kidibonzo nampisa kidibonzo ar kidibonzo answer again. And at times niggas I even interested in Bible. And she would push me o fitele arim ge o sa kre answer o kre bawan. Literally she would buy the bawan tsa di packet. Who really answer right are chocolate. So I was like, who doesn't want a chocolate? So she bought me a Bible, and then Kabbalah Bible, and then yes, and she mentored me.
Now you spoke about your lowest moment, your rock bottom moment, and you said it was when a teacher belittled your capabilities. I'm very interested in knowing what was it about that incident in particular that frustrated you so much.
Sure. Yeah, that part, ne? It was Mr. Shikwambani in grade 8. You know, that one, he actually kindled the fire in me to advocate for other children who doesn't have a voice. Mr. Shikwambani, he was my English teacher. He was a very good teacher, but with bad attitude. He will time and again tell you, Hori, you will never go anywhere. Time and again, I'll say, you are nothing. Literally, you are nothing. You know? And teachers back then, they would grade you according to your background. If you come from an underprivileged family, unfortunately, you're not going to be a favorite. Whether you excel, whether you don't excel, you're not going to be the favorite. So it was June exam. After June exam, when we received our reports, he was accompanied by Mr. Chauke, his friend. And he's the top 10, 9, and then I was number 1. So but guess who's number 1? They didn't even know Horikinna number 1 or the name Itkia Kalibizulil. So but number 1 is Kedibone Sekgethela. And I was like, okay. R.O. you? Yes. Are you sure? Yes, say. I can bet with my life you will never be number 1 again, December.
Sure.
Oh.
Now hearing that at that tender age, what is your comeback?
I was literally shattered. There was no comeback.
I can relate.
I so much wanted to defend myself. My report and sat down, and that was it. I was never interested in school anyway from that time. because the person who is instilling that knowledge in me does not believe in himself, basically. He doesn't trust his abilities and capabilities
to
in a
impart
nutshell.
that knowledge to you.
Do you understand me? So what's the point of me being anyway? Well, I get a choice. I have to come to school because I have to explain myself time and again, and I don't like explaining myself anyway. So I lost interest in education, and I started looking at the loopholes everywhere. I saw each and every little mistake I could find inside the system. And then it took me back to my standard 5. It was health education then, when the teacher was asking us, what were you going to be? I remember Mema Sanabo, and the whole class laughed. They laughed at me, and the guy called Zakhele, who said, but to me, I believe he saw the bigger picture, and he wanted to own a security company or something like that. But because he didn't say it
in a proper way to say it, yes.
So people laughed, and it was my turn. I was like, Mina, I want to look after people. And they also laughed because they asked me how. I couldn't explain how, but I knew how. And then what? Yeah, better way. And I was like, okay, it's fine, whatever. I was rebellious anyway. So, and then that thing combined, it triggered that one, and I was like, okay, so it means these people are useless in the system. So what is the point of this thing called education if they don't believe in it? If they don't believe in us, or is it because Mina, so I started now counter so and so and so upasile, and then there was a round of applause. So and so and so upasile, and boom, uchelo amagama, and then I was like, King, kidilo manzonat. Then I was like, okay, then it means this thing is useless. Oh well, I went to school, I was never interested anymore, but I was passing anyway. And that also cost me, because if I was strong enough, or if I had courage enough, I would have used that to prove to him that I am actually something beyond what you see. But that also goes with the family background. It goes with support. If you don't have support structure, then you will just go down.
You talk about a book, The Choice by O.G. Mandido, right?
Yes.
And you said it took you through that moment. Would you say reading that book was your was you being self-conscientized in a way?
Yes. Each and every chapter. Each and every chapter. There is this chapter whereby Ogmandino says he lost everything and he had to start from scratch. But he was fortunate enough because his wife was supporting him. He left everything just to write. And you can imagine you are the man of the house. You have to support.
Provide.
You have to provide. And then if there's no flow, then there's a problem. But then they supported him. Ne? And they sold their big house and moved to a house near the seashore or something like that. And then he began to write. At first, it was not easy at all. It was not easy because the money that they had ran out. And they had to go to sevens are like go shopong, piece job and stuff like that. But it is some of their stuff and but eventually things turned around, and the book the publisher, one of the publishers, a nyaka ho publisha buka ya hae. And when they published the book, it was the bestseller, and his life turned around. And along the path, he had a conversation with the creator, magically so, and that also changed his lifestyle. And then I was like, okay, if this person went through this, and I could relate to a lot of things that he wrote about, and I was like, if this person could change drastically like that, then so can I. Then I looked back, I reflected back into my life, and I was like, damn it, I wasted a lot of time. I actually regret allowing somebody to tap into my being, into my space, into my privacy, and denting it. I will no longer allow anybody into my space. This is my space, and I only can access it. I will no longer accept anybody to access this space. Yes, they can be close to me, but they cannot be. There is a border. There is a line. They cannot cross that line. And that is how I keep my sanity. That is how I have managed to rebuild myself, to restructure myself, to look down and say, okay, should I see somebody, a young girl, suffering, I will stop and help that child. I will not let any child suffer. I will not let any child go through what I went through. I will not allow any teacher or any adult or anybody for that matter, regardless of who the person is, take advantage of a child, especially a girl child.
On a much lighter note, a few years ago, your little girl, through hard work, was awarded with a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that is to study at the Oprah Winfrey Academic Leadership School for Girls. Whew, yeah. So I want you to, I know the process of enrollment is very lengthy. It's many rounds and everything, scrutinization. So I want you to take me back to the day she left your home to go to the school. The moments, the emotions that you were going through during that time.
Sure, that moment, I cannot find words to explain what I was going through. But because she was used to going out, because she was in this trompopis drum majorette, so she was used to traveling. So I couldn't worry much about that part because she was trained enough to be independent. So we went there, accompanying them to the bus station. And her last words were, "Don't worry, Mama, I'm a big girl." And I was like, "Oh, damn right, I know you are a big girl.
I raised you.
I know there's something big in you. That's why I'm letting you go. Now go out there and show them what you're made of." That everybody was crying except us.
And I realized also that is a win for you as well, not just for her, because you served also in the SGB of that school. Now I'm thinking you are exposed to very influential women, very inspiring women. How was that exposure like for you? How would you say it has impacted your own life, being around the presence of such inspirational women?
You would realize that you know nothing.
Okay.
And the moment you realize that you know nothing is the more you grow, the more you learn. We deprive ourselves opportunities to expand, to grow exponentially, so because we think we know.
We know it all.
Yes. So if we can say, or if we can create a mantra that I do not know anything at all. And yes, of course, we do not know anything. We do not know how many stars are there. I do not know how much currencies does it take to light a light bulb. I do not know. What does it take for a car to move? Yes, it takes machinery and petrol and all those things, but I don't know the quantity.
Mm.
I don't know how much air I breathe every day. I don't know how much carbon dioxide I release every day. I don't know. And yet it is in me.
Mm. Mm.
I don't know how much my brain functions. It is in me, but I don't know. And yet we say, I know myself. I don't know myself because I evolve every day, every
Mm.
minute.
Now, take me back to the moment you met Oprah Winfrey. Were you edgy on your seat? Were you looking for a moment of, you get a car, you get a car? Were you looking under your seat or anything like that? Because that was what we are exposed to. I mean, in Mamelodi, in Nelmapias, you only see Oprah on TV, and that's what she does. Now, how was that experience for you meeting her in person?
Oh, well, I was not on the edge of my seat because I was looking at somebody that I could see me in her. And that is basically my principle. Oguti, when I look at you, I see me. And there's no reason for me to be surprised at me
And
because
starstruck.
I see me through you. Um, and being a humble soul as she is, she would talk to you like she has known you for a long time. And you wouldn't dare feel like, oh, I'm with Oprah Winfrey now. It was like a mother to child conversation. It was to me it was not bad. Nah. Yeah, but so it was quite an interesting moment because she listens. She's one person. She listens. She talks and she listens, and she resonates with whatever that you say, and she does not have that thing which you maukuluma interject. No, she let you speak, and then you having she understands the importance of a conversation. Yes. And that moment was epic to me because everybody else was looking forward to that moment. And of course, yes, we were looking forward to that moment. But when the moment came, it felt like, it's like we've been doing this forever. Maybe that's why I couldn't find myself at the edge of my seat or something like that.
You also served as the SGB member Kojan Kotolo as well as Tehofatsong, and through the Nalmapias Youth Forum, I'm thinking you've been exposed to so many other public schools. So I think you're at a better position to kind of tell the difference or rather the gap between the haves and the have-nots. And I'm going to ask you this question without requesting or rather looking for an answer that is systematic of us having to deal with the system. The question then would be, as community people, immediate people to the learners that go into our school, what can we do to kind of close the gap that has now been exacerbated by COVID-19 and the pandemic, the gap between the haves and the have-nots?
Well, the gap, my champ, does not begin with having or having not. The gap begins from home. There are people who are living together apart. There are mothers who do not understand their children. There are children who do not understand their parents. That gap has been caused or has been stretched by us as parents. Because Mina, as Kidi, I wanted to be, let's say, for instance, a doctor. I failed to become a doctor. And then I've got a daughter. I want my daughter to live my life, of which is highly impossible because she's a totally different being to me. And the moment I want to impose my ideology or my ideal of a life that I want her to live, then that's where problem comes. Because Sienna, she wants to be herself. And then here I am, Mina, I want her to be me. And I cannot make her be me because I am not her creator. Unless if I were her creator, I would know ukuthi, what does she think? Up to what level does she think? But until then, that is not going to happen. So the problem starts in our homes. We no longer have conversations with one another. We hardly speak to one another. We hardly hug. We hardly say, I love you. A simple I love you. You know, we hardly look into our siblings' lives. We are so selfish.
Okay.
And sometimes it's not a matter of being selfish. It's a matter of not knowing how to love because you do not know what love is yourself. Then it becomes a problem, a generational problem, because the tree of the house or the family tree is nurtured by lies, deceit. It is nurtured by hatred. It is nurtured by competition. It is nurtured by expectations that are so crazy. I don't even understand, why do we have to have expectations? It is nurtured by fear. It is nurtured by insecurities. It is nurtured by a whole lot of negativity. And then when we grew up under that environment, knowing, okay, it's normal to hate, it's normal to gossip, it's normal not to have this, it's normal to steal, it's normal not to ask, it's normal just to do as you please and not request a permission from a parent, because you were never taught that. You were never taught how to love, but you were taught how to hate. Which is why our society is filled with the violence. Because we raise children teaching them how to hate, how to compete, how to, do all those negative things, but not love. And I truly believe as much as we can teach to hate, we can unteach the hatred and teach the love. And our society will live in total bliss.
All right.
The gap that you spoke about of the haves and the have not, it's like saying, Mina, I need a boyfriend to be happy. It does not happen. Yes, reality is there is inequality. It has been like that. And you and I can never defeat it. It's bigger than us, way too bigger than us. And our people are expanding it as well, because they are feeding into that. They will make you feel unequal because they are living in debt. And because you do not know that they are living in debt, you feel like, of course, yes, in Jalu Lendava, I'm nothing. And it is another problem. The issue of education between the haves and the have-nots. Because in our education, Tina, as well, I'm gonna go into the system anyway. The system, public, limited, and limiter the learners as well. Whereas the system, private, it lets the learners to explore. Now, in public school, they will tell you, okay, this is how we want it. No matter how you
subjects think, even, yes.
It does not matter. In private, they will just say, explore. Here is a picture. What do you think? In public, they will tell you what is in the picture and not allow you to go wild with imagination and imagine what this is. Use your imagination, use your creativity. No, they will create for you and name for you. That's another disadvantage. They have co-curricular activities. In our public schools, we've got iland nje, enotshani, and nothing else. In private schools, when we say co-curriculars, they know ukuthi there are athletics, and they don't only practice my vuli calling a first term. They practice all throughout the year. They sustain that. When they say there is soccer, it's soccer. Those who play soccer, they will play soccer all through the year, not only when tournaments or competitions.
And the coach is not the LO teacher.
The coach is not an LO teacher. It's a coach. An LO teacher is an LO teacher. A psychologist is a psychologist. Now, with our teachers as well, they are bombarded because they have to be a teacher, they have to be a parent, they have to be a psychologist, they have to be a nurse, they have to be a counselor, a social worker, and they have to be all in one, and it is impossible. They are not equipped to be that. That is our, can you believe that in Pretoria we only have, is it only Pinar? I think 1 of 5 social workers, psychologists, that is responsible for all the schools. And what do you say? With so many people who are qualified and are unemployed, and yes, we have the need, there is a need. Looking at our environment, emakasi, definitely we do need psychologists within our school premises. Definitely we need social workers within our school premises. Now you'll only find few social workers that are assigned to take care of the whole of this, maybe let's say region 6. You find 5 social workers. And they will tell you about demarcation, which is another problem. Yeah, for another day. So there will always be an equality, and I don't understand why.
Now let's talk about mentorship and how it has evolved for you as a mentor. I think you've mentored a whole lot of people from different generations as well. So how would you say mentorship has evolved? And are you keeping up with the times?
Keeping up with the times, is a challenge because it evolves. Whether I like it or not, it evolves. And well, I don't know where it began, but yes, here I am. Somebody calls me a mentor. And at first I was like, oh damn, what is a mentor? I had to find out what a mentor is and what is the person expecting me to do as a mentor. Oh man, it's not easy. But yeah, when a person confronts you and say, I need you to be my mentor, you just have to be there for that person. And for you as well is a challenge because you have to do the research. And whatever that person comes with, a challenge, that you have to help that person solve the challenge. Otherwise, you are rendered useless. Yes, this is. So being a mentor, it's a huge step to me. It's a very, very big step, and I don't take it light. I don't take it light. When somebody says, please be my mentor, I don't take it light. I research. I have to study. I have to do study cases. I have to go to workshops. I have to equip myself as well, just to keep with the standard, like you say.
Would you say then now you equipping yourself is what helps you with bringing up individuals who are different, because your mentees, they're all different, and as a mentor, one would say it's very easy to transfer yourself to another person, so would you say that then helps you bring about people who are very distinct and not replicas of yourself?
No. One, you have to understand the person first. You have to tap into their world. In order to help them, you have to understand the kind of world that they exist within. True. Otherwise, you will never be able to help them. Yes, Enrique is totally different to Karabo. And for me, to mentor both of them and to help both of them and satisfy both of them, I have to learn their characters, both their characters. Okay, what is this one's weakness and their strength? What do they value the most? I tap into their world so that I can see the world through their eyes. It helps me a lot. If you do not go down to that level, there's absolutely nothing you can give, because it has to flow from within. If it doesn't come from within, then there's no way it's gonna fulfill whatever purpose it has to.
Okay, I'm very interested to know I'm very interested to know how old was your son in 2017, and I'll tell you why just soon.
Konja, we are in 2019.
2020, but
2020. Oh, pardon me, I'm getting old, Karabo. I'm really getting old, bruh. It's not easy. Ooh, how old was Albagwe? He's 15. 2017. He was 12. No, not 12. How old was Albagwe?
No, I don't think we're talking about the same person. I want to know the little boy in your family who said, when I tuned into Power Perspective, Ariana,
Oh, that's Kalalelo. That's Kalalelo. Ah!
How old was he?
Oh, flip. She was only 5.
5 years old. I was 17. And we were both having the same show as our favorite show. I'm very interested to know is that an intentional thing? The content you allow your kids, the kids in the family to be fed, is that an intentional thing?
Yes.
I mean, JJ Tabane at such a young age.
Yes, it is intentional. I expose them. I expose them to what is happening. And tuning into power and having them around me with the different shows of power, I know they will be empowered. And they will ask me questions. And I have to answer those questions. And Leah, she would ask, when they spoke about a president, she would be like, Mama, president ke eng? You know, like, okay, president taking solo. Okay, we eng. Why is president? You know, and you have to answer. And by so doing, you are equipping this person. No one will tell her, president ke eng, because she already knows. When they speak about, because there comes a time when by a show, Ibulela Gawain as a person, and then she will ask, why are we crying? Why this? Why not that? And then I will say, okay, because of this, this, and that. And by so doing, who are you? Because she already knows who I am. That's why I'm saying it's intentional. You know, there's nothing that beats radio. In all this whole things outside, there's nothing that beats radio, because radio is something that is pure. Journalists get emotional, unlike TV. TV, there's a certain point where you just have to portray this perfect picture, and but TV, with TV, they laugh, they cry. On radio, live. It's live. A prepared script is live. You know, and they interact with people. That's what I like most about radio. You know, they feel you in, they make you part of them. That's why I love about radio. And introducing those children to radio is something that I do intentionally, Veil, because I want them to know. Over to TV, a lot of lies. But radio, it's very, the chances are about 4, they're very slim. Because those people address real life issues. Issues that involves you and I. Issues that bothers you and I. So when other people like Osifudi are calling, Bopalaza, they open up your mind, Luena, as well. And then imagine what could that happen, what that does to the child. Okay, this is what the world is like. And how do I fit myself into this world? Because basically they will open up, they will have this world. Because babamba di Pokemon and all those things. Now I have only the Pokemon or real life issues. And how a solution provider. I a problem. That's total bliss to me.
Okay, before I let you go, on our endeavor to make South Africa a reading nation, please recommend a book that you would say has been very impactful in your life, and you would recommend it to anyone.
Make a Way Out of No Way by Fred Buchas.
Okay, I've read that. Okay.
Yes.
Why that book?
I can recommend that book. That book is packed. Ne?
Very true.
And I go for ya go encourage, ya go motivate, ya go energize. When you feel down and you read that book, you get revived. When you are lost,
realities.
Find the path. It addresses the realities of life. That's why I say make a way out of life. Even the name itself speaks for itself. You know, where there is no way, there is hope. Hope is the light that gives you the way out of no way. Otherwise, if you are hopeless, then you are doomed.
No, thank you very much, Ausi. That is the end of the interview. Thank you very much for having us in your lounge there. You know, I feel so pressured. Just so to meet the standard. But thank you very much. You're doing very, very well, and I don't think people tend to appreciate you for that, or people get the opportunity to appreciate you for that. On behalf of everyone and every beneficiary of your light, and all the best with your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
I'm really humbled, my champ. I'm really, truly, truly, truly humbled to have been the person that I am into your life. Because when I look at you guys flourish, I get fulfilled. You know, I'm like, okay, what is my next task? Because that one already reached their time. And then when now for me, Lona Tanzili Chief 11 I mean, you have to Yes, but when I see that, Mina, I get fulfilled, and I guess that's more than money to me.
True.
If I can get so much joy without being paid, well, money is just the cherry on top. Then I will continue doing whatever that I do, as long as I give opportunities to another Black child, then I'm cool. Yes. And that is my mission, to give opportunities to Black children, to expose them to opportunities. And yeah, I'm really humbled.
Thank you, Kedibone. All the best.
Awesome. Thank you. And keep well.
Sharp.
Cool.
And ladies and gentlemen, that was Kedibone Sekgethela. She's also one of my mentors, like I said. Don't feel pressured that you didn't watch this live as it happens. It will be uploaded on my YouTube platform, and that is at Advocate Dynamite. The link is also on my bio. Tomorrow, we will be joined by a One Day Leader Season 8 finalist, and that is Tobani Matikizela. And yeah, semi-finalist, yes, and that is Tobani Matikizela. Be sure to join us tomorrow. The details will be uploaded shortly. And yeah, this was it.